So the beast that we were just talking about, the liars and deceivers, the beast who claim to be Christian but are really Islamic, self-worshipping, Masonic, Shriners, Jesuits. They are even athletes. They claim to be religious, but you see their little seats in the church buildings. And that's why sin increases, because they are the law keepers. All these people are Masons. Even Elvis was a Mason. They teach you to believe a lie. They create the lies, and then they make laws for people to follow. And they're fraternity people. They are in every country, in England. And what they do is a bait and switch thing. It's a game to them. They think it's funny. They laugh. And that's why God is saying, they laugh at my people, he said. I think it was in Psalm. They laugh and mock God's people because they have them under their spell, under a trance, hypnosis, watching their live television. And so in Revelation it says, I saw the beast, I saw the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Now, that's also religious. The religious group also gathers people together. Didn't the Pope say he was gathering everyone together? And it's the kings of the earth over the whole earth. See the Masonic hand gestures there. All of them are a fraternity, a brotherhood of Antichrist. Their father is the devil. So is Hitler. He was one of them. Yes, the rock bands are part of it. They are a part of it. And they make an image for people to follow. Prince William, one of them. They did a commercial about bombing us because they think that they are the I am. I've done a video on this. They all think that they are the I am. 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons they are, which means they're the number 6. They're not the number 7. God is number 7. So these people have a system of beast worship, self-worship, idolizing the body, the flesh, living from the flesh. They are using the churches to make merchandise out of God's people. It's a business model. And everything's about keeping control of the people. That's imprisoning the people. Okay, they're in a church building with pews. Okay, and you sit in the pews and you get put under a trance. Now, I feel bad for these people because they are literally trapped. They're trapped by the Satan, the devil, and they think that they're free, but they're not free Masons. Again, they're in the churches. And they have done campaigns called To Get Together. I'm going to go like this. The campaigns say together, to get her is really what it is. Churches together, but really what it is to get her. It's a Masonic, Calvinistic program to get God's bride. Okay, let's finish that verse. The Antichrist, Masons, Jesuits, Shriners, Illuminati, Knights Templar, Skull and Bones, fraternities and sororities, the great men of the earth, merchants, they're merchants, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. They make merchandise out of people. They are the money changers. These Jesuits and Masons and Shriners gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army to get her. It's in the churches they're doing it. And I think I did a video on this a while back. But we're showing the power of sin is the law. And most of these Masonic churches keep people in the world and not ever coming to the understanding of the truth of where they live, because the wages of sin is death. They're working the flesh. They're keeping them in the lie. That's part of their what they do in the church buildings. They put leaders in there and wolves in there in order to keep people from the knowledge of the truth. So literally, you go to church to worship God, and you're literally being enslaved to believe lies and deception. And it's all how they keep you under the law. Antichrist keeps people under the law and not grace. And so what happens, you get fake Christians in there tempting us to continue to use the TV, continue to go to the education, get lied to, continue to be put under a trance and hypnosis in the TVs and in the church buildings, continue to be tempted by your flesh to remain in sin and lust after their products, so that you can buy and you can give them money and they can get rich. And the way they do it, the music puts you in a trance so that you will give money in tithing. The tithing that God wanted was grain offering, and that's new believers of Him, to worship Him in spirit and in truth, to know the truth of the world they live in. And so they keep you worldly in the churches. That's why you have a lot of, church people that look like the world, act like the world. They don't act like Jesus and His apostles. They don't act like John the Baptist, because they're part of the world. They haven't left the world. They claim to be godly, but having no power in them to come to the knowledge of the truth. And thankfully, God has come in by His Spirit in a powerful way to show us that, we need to mortify the flesh and live by the Spirit. Listen to the Spirit. The children of the flesh will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. Okay, they don't inherit the kingdom of heaven. They are the children of men, not the children of God. So who do you follow really, really matters, because following men in the church buildings, we're finding, is following Masons. Masons are like stars that you're following, because if you want to call messengers stars, and stars are angels. So who do you follow? Well, God had me read the scriptures about the Good Shepherd, about Jesus. He says, put not your trust in princes. These people call themselves princes, the princes of the devil. Nor in a human in whom there is no help. These are not the Good Shepherd. These are shepherds that will lead you astray. And I think it was John that God had me read earlier. John 16, I think. I believe, was it? No. I'll have to find it later for another video, because this one's getting kind of long. So a church in Aramaic Hebrew means called out ones, called out of the darkness into God's marvelous light. Now this looks really pretty. Now they believe that in their brain that they are Christ and the I am, apart from the truth. They lie and deceive. God is not like man that He would lie. That's how you know these men are not God. They are not Christ. They think that they are, and they're following the light, but they're following the light that leads to darkness. The light that they follow is wisdom, understanding. They don't really believe in Jesus Christ. They are actually Antichrist, and they look Christian. And so we see a lot of stars falling, more and more stars falling from the sky. So people are churches, not buildings. And God has his church. It's in Jesus. And Jesus lights the lamps of his churches with his spirit of holiness. So make sure you're not following anybody that's going to lead you astray, because there's one good shepherd, and he has one house, one family, and one spirit. So I'm going to do my next one on that part and on the true gospel, which I've told before, because, you know, these people are giving damnable heresies in their churches to keep you from a lie. They're about ready to come out. All these people together are the Antichrist body. We are the body of Christ. They are the Antichrist body. But they make you believe a lie. All right, and it says, oh wait, that's right, sorry. It says in Revelation that, I'm supposed to read this to you about these people. Sorry. Revelation, I'm not very good at all this technology, my bad. It says in his word, by the Spirit that tells me what to say, by God's Spirit, it says, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers, because they murder, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. They're outside the kingdom of heaven.